one more body. Where he will play? Cricket. Because that is his inclination. This is not true. Similarly, in Hawaii, when Srila Prabhupada was walking in the sea beach, there was one boy who was surfing from morning 6 a.m. to afternoon 2 p.m. Almost 8 hours. Prabhupada went 2, 3 times during the day. He happened to be the same boy surfing. Prabhupada asked the devotees, what is he doing? They said, Prabhupada is surfing. Prabhupada, what is it? Is he suffering? Yeah. They were not suffering, Prabhupada was surfing. Prabhupada said, you call it surfing, I call it suffering. And then Prabhupada said, why am I calling that he is suffering? The human body is awarded to us for a very special purpose. In the human body only you can sit down like you all are sitting down and hearing Bhagavad Gita. How many of you are able to understand what I am speaking? You are here fully with me? Yeah, you are able to understand, isn't it? This type of understanding will not come with cats and dogs. In San Francisco, Prabhupada had told the devotees to make 2 poles outside the room. One pole for the pussy cats, another one for the dogs. So he said they had to be tied outside and nobody should bring their pets inside. So one Roger was coming for the class. He was very upset. Why is Swamiji is telling us to keep the pets outside? Why can't we keep them in our lap and keep in the class? So as soon as Prabhupada started his class, he said, this Krishna consciousness movement is not for the cats and dogs. He said, it's for humans like all of you. Because cats and dogs cannot understand. They will make some noise in between the class. Meow, meow. They'll be making noise. They disturb the class. But you all can understand. So only in human body the subject is understandable. That is a very rare. So Prabhupada said in that human form of life, one should know how to liberate the eternal soul from the dying material body. That's the goal of life. How to release a parrot from the cage and allow it to fly in the free sky. So that's the duty in human form of life. How to liberate the suffering soul. Why am I using the word liberate? When we are seated in this body, every day we get tension. Like we all are students. Students get tension of examination, isn't it? And students also get examination. After the course is over, then you have tension of getting placed in a job. After getting placed in a job, there is a tension of not getting laid off. And in case one is laid off, one has a fear of H1B visa after that. There's always tension. You will find that at any given point of time in life, everybody has tension. So, therefore, one has to think, why from womb to tomb one in this world has to suffer? Like when I was a small kid, I thought I'm always going to be in my mother's lap. But then one day my mom dressed me up with uniform and sent me to school, putting me in a bus. I was sleeping all day. I thought I have to go to school only one day in my whole life, I thought. So the next day again she put me. So the child never likes to be separated from the mother, but the child has to be separated and go to school. That's a suffering. Similarly, you will see that when one comes to the board examinations like 10th standard, 12th standard, there's so much of tension. For whom? For the parents or the children? For both. And the children tell the parents, I will try to do my best. Please don't get on my case. Please allow me to live peacefully. Parents say, come on, then you have to get into that college. Get into IIT and IIT somewhere. After that, you can relax. Parents want them to study day in and day out. Both are intention, as the lady said. So, but after getting into college, you have to study 50 papers. That's another tension. Then examinations, then job opportunities, so many tensions. So therefore, any intelligent person should ask, why is so much tension in this world? So the tension in Sanskrit is called as kuntha. Kuntha means tension, suffering. Why kuntha means no tension, no suffering. So the different world is kuntha. That world is Vaikuntha. So here, whatever sufferings we endure in this world, that is not there in the spiritual world. There is no old age. There is no disease. There is no death. And at every moment, it is said, nobody walks there. Everybody dances there. Nobody talks there. Everybody sings there. Nobody drinks ordinary water. All water is like honey there. So that is why in human body, Prabhu says that mindful independence is there. The change his body undergoes depends on him. And then he says, read further, at the time of death.
At the time of death, the consciousness he has created will carry him on to the next type of body.
Oh, the consciousness he created. So that the boy who was playing on the water, surfing, Prabhupada said, he wants a dolphin's body. Yeah? They can be jumping in water up and down. And nature, material nature will award you that type of body at the time of death. What about the type of consciousness that you have created? Somebody wants to eat flesh and drink blood, then given the body of a tiger. Why? Tiger can pounce on a deer and eat it. Can many of us pound on a deer and eat it? Can you pounce? You can only pounce on a carrot and eat it. Or you can pounce on a cucumber and eat it. You cannot pounce on a tiger. But a man wants to eat flesh and drink blood. So he's given the body of tiger. So that's what he's saying. How many of you have sometimes thought about this idea? What type of consciousness you are developing in life? You thought about it? Think about it right now. If death comes in anyone's life, what is my consciousness and where will I go? So how do you know what's your consciousness? That's the easy way to know. Energy flows where intent goes. Repeat. Energy flows where intent goes. You have to see your intent. What is my taste? Do I have material taste or a spiritual taste? What is my temperament? Do I have a hot temper or a soft temper? And what are my tastes? So one can ask these questions. So you all are coming and sitting in the temple hall here. Naturally, you have a spiritual taste. At the same time, we are living in a material world. We have some amount of material taste also. And Lord doesn't restrict us from accepting basic needs of material life, food, clothing, shelter, everything. But the material taste are more thoroughly explained in the Bhagavad Gita. I will give you an example. We'll make it clear for you. Say somebody is walking the road. You're seeing 3-story building. First story, second story, third story. In the first story, there is a beer bar, permit room, cabaret dances are going on, dim light, and drug cards, people are drinking, smoking, drugs, all those things are going on in the first floor. And there is a second floor where there's a gym. Many people coming for weightlifting, bodybuilding, treadmill, and all those things like that. There's a beauty parlor also. One for men, one for women. There's a salon also. You can have 24 type of hairstyles. All that is in second floor. Then the third floor, there is a temple like this. ISKCON temple hall. Then there is a yoga studio where people are there teaching yoga, pranayama, and all that. So in these 3 floors, which floor will you go to? First floor, the second floor, or third floor? Third floor. Third floor, correct. Somebody said first floor? First floor is the permit room and beer bar. First floor. Second floor is gym and bodybuilding gym, beauty parlor and all that. Third floor, like this temple and yoga studio. So the first floor represents Samaguna, or mode of ignorance. Second floor represents Rajaguna. And third floor represents. So which floor will you choose to go will depend on what? Yeah? Consciousness, exactly. It depends on your consciousness. It depends on your taste. Yeah? What type of taste you have developed. While eating also, somebody wants to eat very spicy. So much so that tears are coming at eyes. Very hot. They still like to eat it. That kind of. So that is food infection. Some people eat stale foods, like the grapes are buried in the ground. After years together, they are taken out and squeezed, and the liquor is made. That is called the stale foods. Right? Some people are fond of the stale foods. So, but that food which is freshly cooked and offered to Lord is accepted as prasad. Right? Like you all will be taking prasad. When our temples freshly cooked offered to Lord and immediately served to the devotee. In America, many people are very busy. They cook and keep it in the fridge. And every day they take out and put it in the microwave. They heat it and give it. And I heard some people cook only on Sunday. So Daily what they eat, what type of food is that? Safe food. Which guna is Tamaguna food. Isn't it? So we should eat Tamaguna, Rajaguna, Sataguna food. Uh, Sattva food is living food. If you eat the Sattva food, you're very brisk and alert and fully conscious. Then you can understand this teachings very easily. If one is eating food which is cooked once in a week and then heated and given, then we become very dull-headed. We become very dull. Because of the dullness, we become lethargic, we become slow, and we'll always postpone, we'll keep our home unclean, and say, all backward is come, right? So, and that's why those people who eat that food, they don't feel like bathing also daily. They say, why to bathe daily? Once in 2, 3 days you can bathe. It's just a bark in the mouth and go to college. And they don't wash the clothes also. There are some students in India also, they wash their jeans once in 6 months. Because it's all due to what type of food we eat. So, depending on the gunas uh, we choose, like in ISKCON, we were taught when we came, you should never wear a cloth for the second time. Once you wear a cloth, you have to wash it before you wear it next time. So, when you come to spirituality, you learn many fewer things. So, we all want to develop a Sattva consciousness, which is very suitable for advancing in spirituality. Go ahead.
If he has made his consciousness like that of a cat or dog, he is sure to change to a cat's or dog's body. And if he has fixed his consciousness on godly qualities, he will change into the form of a demigod.
Now, you can get a human body or the Devata body. You can get, yeah.
And if he is in Krishna consciousness, he will be transferred to Krishna Loka in the spiritual world and will associate with Krishna. It is a false claim that after the inhalation of this body, everything is finished. The individual soul is transmigrating from one body to another, and his present body and present activities are the background of his next body. One gets a different body according to karma, and he has to quit this body in due course. It is stated here that the subtle body, which carries the conception of the next body, develops another body in the next life. This process of transmigrating from one body to another and struggling while in the body is called karshati, or struggle for existence.
Yeah. So I will tell you one amazing history of one very great personality. This personality was called as Upabarana. His name was Upabarana Gandharva. He was very handsome to look at. He had curly locks of hair, and he always sang very sweetly. And he was surrounded by the celestial apsaras. Always 3, 4 of them would be around him, and then he was moving from place to place. So one day, he reached the place where Devatas in the heaven were all coming together for a serious meeting. In that assembly, at the end of that assembly, they were all singing in glorification of Supreme Lord. A kind of arti like we do, they were singing. And this personality went behind the people and he started singing some other song, like a cinema song, kind of thing. And one of the Devatas became angry. He looked behind and said, hey, just because you have a handsome body and a sweet voice, just to entertain your apsaras, you are not apsara, you know. Apsara means celestial, beautiful woman. Just to entertain them, you are singing some other song. Because you have to become a, you know, the son of a maidservant. Like that he was called. So the very moment he started gliding down the sky and came down to the earth. And here he was, born in a rustic village, a servant maid, a very poor family. Practically insignificant parentage, unknown in some remote village. So we can understand that although he had a handsome body, a sweet voice, Devata body before, because of his misbehavior, the next life he got the body of a maid servant in a poor village, poor family. But one good thing happened to him. One day, this lady, the mother of this child, saw that some saintly Vaishnavas had come to the neighborhood, the Gurukula. So she went and offered obeisances. She also took the son also. They both did namaskar. And she told the son, my dear son, these are saintly persons. If you render some service to them, you will make great progress in spiritual life. They go and feed them prasad, wash their plates, clean their room and everything. So by doing so, you will please God through these people. So this boy daily used to go. He was sitting the place, taking some prasad, watching their plate, running back and forth and serving all of them faithfully. One day he saw that these people are all sitting and discussing about Krishna. Ladies saw sense of Krishna lifting over the hill, Krishna dancing on Kalia, and Krishna killing various demons in the Brahman. And in this way, they were talking, they were all very jubilant, talking about, they were singing many nice songs also. So the boy became very inspired. So he requested them, sir, the way you all are talking is very inspiring to me. Can I also sit and listen to what you are talking, if it is permissible? I am not born in a very high family, and I have no education. But if I'm allowed, I can also take advantage of your association. They told him, dear child, you don't need any big qualification for this. All you need is Shraddha or some faith. If you have some spiritual faith, that is the qualification you need to have. That's all. You don't need anything else in spiritual life. You see, when I talked about faith, immediately one story came to my mind. There was a very great learned scholar who was very proud and boastful of his learning, and he had thousands of disciples. So once Narada, when he came, you all know Narada? Uh, Narada came, this proud scholar told him, my dear Narada, I know that I am so highly overqualified that in this very life I will go back to Vaikuntha. Nevertheless, when you go to Vaikuntha, ask Lord Narayan, how long will it take me to reach? And when Narada went to one uh, cobbler's uh, place under a banyan tree, the cobbler also fell down at Narada's feet and worshipped him and said, I am utterly unqualified and I am poverty stricken and I have no education, no learning. How many more lifetimes will it take for me to reach Vaikuntha? He asked. Please kindly check with Narayana. When Narada went to Vaikuntha and met Lord Narayan, Narayan told him that that scholar will take millions of lives to come to me, while this cobbler will come to me in this very life. So Narada asked, why is that so? And then Narayana said, tell them that when you came to Vaikuntha, I was inside a needle hole, I was passing an elephant. Go and tell them and see how they respond to this. So Narada went back, and the scholar asked him, did you check with Narayan? Uh, and Narada said, yes, yes. I am sorry to tell you that he said it will take you a million lives to reach Narayan. And the scholar became wild and angry. He said, what are they talking? Did you really go to Vaikuntha? What was Narayana doing? Tell me. He said, Narayana was putting an elephant into the eye hole of a needle, he said. Then the scholar laughed loudly and said, ridiculous. Can anyone do such a thing? How can one put an elephant in a small hole of a needle? This goes to prove you never went to Vaikuntha. Don't tell me stories. Go away from here, he said. Narada understood this fellow has no faith. Then he went to cobbler. The cobbler also offered obeisances and asked him, oh Narada, it's so kind of you that you have come to my place for a second time. Did you go to Vaikuntha? What did the Lord say about it, about my deliverance? What was the Lord doing? Tell me. He said the same thing. God was putting elephant in the eye of the needle. Hearing this, the cobbler started dancing in great ecstasy. He said, how wonderful is my Lord. What all amazing things he does. Narada asked, do you really believe in what I told you? He said, what is the difficulty in believing in this? He said, look at this large banyan tree. It is showering hundreds of thousands of seeds. Within each seed, he has put one banyan tree. Such is the greatness of my Lord. If you can put such a big banyan tree in a small seed, why can't you put an elephant inside the eyeball of a needle? Like that he asked. Narada now understood. Hmm. This person has so much faith. And he told him, in this very life, you will go back to Vaikuntha. Because you firm faith in the Lord. So, in this way, I was telling you about the Upabargana, who was a Gandharva. He was cursed to become a servant maid's son. But by serving the great souls who have great faith, he developed great faith in the Lord also. And then they blessed him and they initiated him They gave him the mantra, like you all were singing Mahamantra at the beginning. They gave him mantra. After that 4 months of the rainy season, they went away. The boy was lamenting that I missed them. But he didn't miss them because he carried their instruction with him always. And then later on, after his mother passed, he walked through the jungle. Lord Narayana, Lord Vishnu gave him through the skyway. He gave him instruction. All your life, you chant the holy names. Study Gita Bhagavatam. Lead a pure life. At the end of this life, you will come to me and you will attain perfection. So this is the same boy in the next life. The whole life, what he did, he went to all the holy places, he took holy dip in the rivers, he met saintly persons, he studied the Shastra, worshipped the deities, like what you are all doing. He was doing something. In the next life, you went on to become Narada, great sage Narada. So 3 lives. One life as the Gandharva, one life as the Dasiputra, one life as. So you can see that. That's what Prabhupada is saying here. One gets a different body according to karma. So he did some bad karma, he got a body of a servant guy. Then again he did Krishna karma, spiritual activity. Then he got the body of Narada. Not only that, Lord Narayana gave his own veena to him and told him, play on this veena and sing the songs and bhajans. Go anywhere you like, go to heaven, go to spiritual world, you have full freedom. I told you in the beginning of the class, if you become an obedient daughter or a son, then you get more freedom. Correct? No? Narada was given freedom to roam anywhere he wished. No? So read further this process.
This process of
Oh, sorry, it's stated that in one line before that. It is stated here.
It is stated here that the subtle body, which carries the conception of the next body, develops another body in the next life. This process of transmigrating from one body to another and struggling while in the body is called karshati, or struggle for existence.
Yeah. Any questions? Based on what we spoke. You can do 3 things. Either you can ask a question, or you can speak a reflection. You can, or you can recollect one point you heard from the class. Okay? You have another one? Yeah. If anybody raises the hand, mic will come to you. And if anybody answers, if anybody recollects the point in the class, you will get an applause from the audience. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Why am I asking this? If you don't remember anything, none of you remember anything, then I'm a bus teacher. I couldn't convey anything. Let us see. Yes.
When I did the mistake, I was not aware that it was a mistake because I enjoyed it. Passing on many months, I realized because of my surrounding, I realized that it was a mistake. I could have not done it. And that conscious mind haunts me every time. Now, how will I know that I can even seek a forgiveness for that?
Good question.
Because there is no forgiveness for that. Because whatever I tend to do now is going to be passed on to my next soul or my next body. And when I know I did it in a subconscious way, but I don't want to carry it forward now, then I have to stop doing that. Now, how will I seek forgiveness?
Correct. Yeah. So many of us, when we were in ignorance, we might have acted erratically. And later on, after we gain the knowledge, you look back and think, oh, that was wrong. I should not have done it. So there was one student in Pune, who has been eating goats and chicken all his life. Now he's a student now. So when he attended our classes, quickly realized that in the body of goats and chicken also there are similar soul is present. So goats and chicken are like our brothers and sisters. It's not against them. Now he lamented after the class. So one day he came to me, was weeping. He said, I've eaten so many goats and so many chicken. So will Krishna send me to hell for that? So I told him, you see, number one, you should be remorseful and repentant for the wrong done. And at the same time, you are also chanting Hare Krishna. You are becoming a devotee now. You are coming to the temple, you are eating. 5 things we suggest devotees to do. Weekly once attend the program. It's called association. That is one program in a week. 1 hour per week. Association. Like this program, 1 hour. Then secondly, the Bhagavad Gita, one page a day. How many of you have Bhagavad Gita as it is with you? Good. Good number of them. Very good. How many of you don't have, you would like to have one? Anybody? Almost everybody. There's only one hand up. Okay. Yeah. So you should certainly have a copy of Bhagavad Gita as it is with Srila Prabhupada's commentary. Very nice book. One page a day. And see for chanting, daily chant at least one round. One round means 108 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So 1 minute, just 1 minute. Mantra. Sit down in one place and calmly chant, 108 times. And in Florida University, they did a research on some 400-500 students. And it was practically proven, the studies have shown that this kind of chanting will drive away all the addictions, bad habits, any kinds of stress, depression, and all those things run away. So chant 108 times every day. It takes you only 10 minutes. So 10 minutes out of how many hours in a day? 24 hours. That's one round of Mahamantra. That is C. So A for association. Once in a week, 1 hour. B for which books? Bhagavad Gita, one page a day. C for chanting, one round a day. Other things I didn't have to tell you. D is for D diet, devotional diet. This is prasada. So how many of you think ABCD is not very difficult to do? You think you can do it? Correct? I am asking you once in a week, one program. And one page a day, Bhagavad Gita, and one round a day. That's all. So I told this boy, you do this. If you do this to the Lord, Lord says, Aham Tvam, Sarva Papebhyo. You do Krishna Karma, then I will nullify your karmic reaction. Krishna says. So when you, this madam was asking, when we do a wrong activity, in our mind, a seed is stored. And the seed is supposed to fructify in the next life, in the form of suffering like that. For example, we all have experienced, sometimes we get ulcer, sometimes we get a wound, sometimes we break our hands or legs. These are all punishments for our previous actions. Right now. So the seed gradually comes. The suffering doesn't come at one shot. It comes just like growing of a seed into a tree into branches, then leaves, then flowers and fruits. They come gradually. But what you are doing now is, before the seed can take shape as the next tree, in between you are now come to the temple. Now, so if you do these devotional activities, you can counteract the previous seed and action. But Krishna says, Karmani nirdahati. It is that you can burn away those seeds. Like if you fry the seeds, they won't germinate. So fry the seeds through jnana or drown the seeds by bhakti bliss. Bhakti bliss means the devotional bliss you get by seriously practice to bhakti. All those seeds will be nullified. And that's the reason also why you will not be punished. Because someone has admitted the fault and is remorseful and repentant. They don't need a punishment at all because they are reformed. So the punishment is actually given for reformation. If reformation has already come, what is the need for punishment? It doesn't make sense. That's the way all of us we can write about. So we don't have to worry about the simple reactions. We have to focus on devotion service, like I told you, ABCD. Do these things, but you should not take them lightly or casually. Our temple visit is not for occasional piety, but it should be a regular visit, like weekly once, for one program, at least 1 hour. Anytime that's suitable for you. Like in India, what we do, students studying in IISc Bangalore, IIT, many students cannot come on a fixed day for a fixed program. If you tell them every Thursday you come, they can't come because there's so many things to do. So for some students, we ask their convenience and we read Bhagavad Gita. Just like I read with all of you, one verse today. Imagine having someone in your life who will sit with you and read one verse and explain like this. So you can have a devotee friend. For the girls, there's a mother, you can stand up, they can see her. These are the temple president's wife, Brahma.
And like for the President of one, just some programs for
Are they here? Chaitanya Prabhu and Deva Mataji.
Mataji is outside.
She can just come on there, they can see who is it.
But Sridhar Mataji is support.
Sridhar Priya Mataji. Mataji can stand up, they can see you. So this is, she is available. So you all can meet her, and that is behind also the top, you can meet her also.
There is Aradhita also.
That is Radheshyam. She is Radheshyam, she can stand up, they can see. So these are all devotees here, they are all mentors here, guiding. Similarly, the Prabhuji is, yeah? Who? Nandade Mataji. So many of them are there here. So for girls and 4, 5, and for the men also we have Ramchandra Prabhu is here. Yeah, this is Ramchandra Prabhu. There is Manmohan Shyam Prabhu. There is also Radha Kripa Prabhu. And now you are also here, Chaitanya Prabhu. You are here also. Chaitanya Bhav. You are doing both that now. So we have for both men and women, we have very nice teachers for you. Whatever I was teaching today, I am also one of the teachers. I come here twice in a year. I live in Pune and Hyderabad. But in this kind of, you can learn, they can take your time for you. Anytime you come to temple, tell them that you just teach me one word, once in a week for 1 hour. You make a very big impact. So when you read the Bhagavad Gita, you clearly understand the crystal clear truth. Learn it and understand it, apply it. And as Madam was asking, if you are going to apply, then the simple desire seeds which are not stored in our mind will get nullified. And then they will become replaced with positive seeds of love of God. So you become a purified soul, a lover of God. And then you are actually heading towards Vaikuntha. Just like that Dasi's son became an Narada. Like that. Thank you. Anybody else? Where is the mic? Who has the mic? You can recollect the point, or you can ask a question, or you can speak some reflection from the class. Anyway, don't click shy. Anybody wants a mic? I said you'll get applause. Nothing is spoke to it. I know.
So, I think it's late, but the story which I like is the one that you narrated at the end about the elephant. Let's say Lord Narayana is putting the elephant in the eye of the needle. So the two personalities, when you compared and said about the bhakti and the commitment, so it really touched my mind. So it helps us to remind, this helps us to remind that we need to go down and not be egoistical about regarding our certificates or promote the world. But we always have to look people equally, and it's not that the other person is a soul. So he might be bringing knowledge from his previous birth,
Correct.
and he might not be educated, but he is always has some. He has that amount of knowledge.
Wonderful. Very brilliant thought. It was very good. Thank you. Yes.
Have, regarding thinking and all other things, other than that, we also get it from the fight or it could be jealousy or some kind of successful. So in this materialistic world or in this kind of world, it's also necessary to be efficient. Some for instance, we are doing our outside job or when we are being in a competitive world.
Correct.
So how do
While living in the competitive world, we have to be very careful not to let any negativity get into our system. Say, for example, in the passion of getting the job done, say you become angry, for example, you become aggressive. Sometimes we get more affected than the other person on whom we are showing anger. It's like carrying a red hot coal and running behind someone. You know, the coal is burning my hands. One time I asked a question, say somebody put fire to your hut and is running away. What you will do? I asked the students. 90% students said that I will run behind that fellow. Then I told them, if you run behind that fellow, your whole house will get burned down. Will you not put out the fire? Then some of them said, "Sir, I actually never thought." And then one boy said, yes, I put out the fire and then I will take behind them. They're so angry. So many times we stop thinking. So we have to take care that we don't hurt our own inner mechanisms by letting negativity come in. We have to get the things done from people, surely, in the modern day, fast-paced world. There are many things I would adopt as that. For example, I will never give a last-minute assignment to anyone because people hate it. No. Similarly, I will also know the speed of people who work for me. If somebody is slow, if I tell him to give in 4 days, he'll give in 1 week. And it takes time. Therefore, if I want work to be done in 4 days, I'll tell him that I want in 2 days. Then he'll give in 4 days. You know. So I will know the speed of people with whom I work. Accordingly, I will deal with them. Some people are very strong. If you tell them to do it. So we have to know that's called social awareness. The self-awareness and social awareness. Be aware of our own our personality and then know others also. Similarly, to not become angry with others, sometimes I can think before I act. Uh, One example I tell you. One lady brought water in her picture. When she returned home, they used to have a mongoose in the house. You know mongoose? Yeah. So she saw some blood droplets in the mouth of the mongoose and thought that the mongoose must have eaten my child or bitten my child. She threw the picture on the body of the mongoose. Mongoose died on the spot. When she went in and saw, the child was safe. The child was sleeping. And she came out and saw near the mongoose mouth there was a snake bitten to pieces. You know, because the mongoose had struggled hard to kill the snake to save the child. But foolishly, she killed the same mongoose. She was not grateful to the mongoose. Why? Because haste is waste. It is that she hastily acted. So one should never act without thinking. I will tell you opposite story. Once upon a time, Newton went for a stroll in the evening. At night, when he returned home, he saw the papers of research papers for 5 years of work done. They were all burnt down to ashes by his dog. He had a dog called the Diamond. And the Diamond had toppled the candle, and everything got burned down. And Newton cried for a while. He looked at the dog and said, "You foolish Diamond, you don't know what you have done." You know, he had a gun inside the drawer, but he didn't shoot the dog. He said, "Even if I shoot you, I'm not going to get the papers back. What's the point in punishing you? You are a foolish dog. You can't understand what happened." He said, so because he was a thoughtful man. So in goodness, we think and we speak. Rather than passion, we act and then we regret. Uh, So therefore, anger is one letter short of danger, we say. So before we can let our anger loose, we have to be careful. Uh, so having said this, I would also like to add that it's not that we can never be angry. Sometimes a mother has to show some anger to the child to make the child steady. You may have to show a drama of anger, but we should not actually become angry. We should know how to do drama of anger to get the work done. Sometimes we may have to raise our tone to get some work done, but we should not become affected passionately. So, because if we become too angry, our whole body gets contaminated. Also, adrenaline secretes when they're in the body, and it leads to many inner diseases and other things. Now as she was asking, now we are living in a world where there is a lot of competition and there are people who are cheating, looting, and we are also forced to become aggressive in some situations. So therefore, what I would do uh, while living in the world, I would be choosy about good association as far as possible. But no matter what, even if you choose good association, you will have to deal with some difficult cases of people. With them, I will be careful. Don't cheat others, don't get cheated. It is said. Don't, uh, hurt others and don't hurt yourself also. So how do we do that? There are three ways of dealing with others: passive, aggressive, and assertive, we call it. So passive means you let others walk on your head. And aggressive means you walk on others' head. Isn't it? And assertive means you let others have the rights and you have your own rights. Right now. Narada told one of his snake disciples, the snake was bitten by, the snake was pelted stones by some boys. Uh, the snake came crying and said, Narada, you told me to be humble. I was a humble snake. Look at what happened to me. My body is full of bruises. Narada said, okay, next time you go to the village, when the boys come to pelt stones on you, you can hiss, he said. So by hissing, you are not biting them. At the same time, they can't hurt you either. In the same manner, we should know the art of taking our rights and letting others take their rights. So one has to do it maturely by assertive speech, assertive behavior, assertive dealing with others. And you also have the right to put a wall around yourself with those who induce negativity into you. You should not let others. You keep a long distance from them. Avoid them. If they are sending you emails, you can block it. Yeah. If emails are coming or somebody is calling. In my phone also, there are some people who harass me on phone. It's repeatedly same thing. So then I give them the name, danger. Or I give them the time waster. I have many people like that on my phone. Whenever the assistant comes, when I told you on time waster is calling, I say, don't get, yeah. Isn't it? I have written and kept like that. Because some of them really make me lose my cool by repeatedly harassing me with the same old thing. We have given them reasoning, but they are not willing to listen. What can we do? So we have to avoid them. I know what to avoid and they block. I don't waste my time with them. In this way, this is called emotional distancing. You can do emotional distancing and keep away from them. And surround yourself with positively high energy people who will actually encourage you, nourish you, uplift you, and bring you one step closer to God. You know, how it makes sense? Thank you. For a very good point. Yeah, which one? Oh, being aggressive unnecessarily on others is certainly sinful because you are threatening other living entities or making them suffer. But I told assertive. Aggressive means I break someone's tooth. That is aggressive. Or I let someone break my tooth. That is called passive. So I should. Then letting others have their tooth and have my tooth. That is assertive. That means everyone should be allowed to take their rights. We don't go. We don't try to trouble someone. That's why I told you, don't cheat others, don't get cheated. Don't hurt others, don't get hurt. That is assertive. Aggressive is certainly simple because in aggression, what happens? Like Duryodhana wanted to usurp the property of the Pandavas. That is aggression, isn't it? Hiranyakashipu wanted to kill the poor child Prahlad just because they're chanting Lord's name. That's aggressive. We don't want to be aggressive like that on anyone. In this world we are living in, it's a world meant for everybody. It's God's all children are living. Everybody should be allowed to have their rights and we should have our rights. Correct, no? Yeah. Like you say, Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Sarve Santu Niramaya. In English, I read a very beautiful translation. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous become tranquil. May the tranquil become free. May those who are free set others free. So that's a very beautiful prayer, isn't it? So we have to work for the welfare of others, far from being aggressive and troubling them. Our godly nature is that, we live peacefully, Geo Genigo. That is the right map. The wrong map is Jivo Jivasa Jivanam. One living being want to eat, another living being. That is aggression. In animal kingdom, birds kingdom, it is there. In human kingdom, we can avoid it by aligning ourselves with God. Like studying Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, we can learn the art of living in this world without having to hurt others. Okay. In spiritual world, nobody hurts others because spiritual world is free from all misery. Why Kuntha ever studying? There is no old age, disease, death, anything there. So two of them recollected very nice. These are marks, everything. One last, we can take one last, and then we conclude. It's already time now. Prasad, ready for that? Just putting. Yeah. Anyone sharing of a point or the question or the reflection or remembering, recollecting? Anybody? Who have come for the first time today here for such a class like this? Oh, yeah. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, very good. If any of those who have come for the first time, you can speak. Oh, you came for the first time today. You live in Boston here?
Yeah. That's from India.
Okay.
They are devotees who've been practicing with for 8 years.
Really, which place? Srinathpura. Okay, in Bangalore. Okay, very good. I come there also. There's one projection Prabhu there. Very good. And you there?
Malden.
Malden, yes, very good. In Malden, there's a lot of Indian community there. So, any of those of you who came for the first time, you want to recollect one point? Say Krishna, you want to recollect one point?
Sure.
Krishna studying in MIT student is doctorate student from MIT. Which point do you remember the most?
So I really liked how we talked about the idea of free will, how we have some level of free will. So our consciousness is built up over many lifetimes, but we have the free will to alter that consciousness
Correct.
in this lifetime.
Correct.
So I think relating to what the first Mataji said, in terms of, yes, it's okay to be remorseful about or repent about what we've done in the past, but have the idea that I have the free will to make a change.
Exactly. Very good.
So it's actually a very empowering thing. And since the ball is in our court, so we should just make the right decision.
Wonderful. Very good. Right. So this point is, when you said this point, I remembered one thing. In our Pune temple, we invited a civil engineer to make our bathroom flooring. So this civil engineer was not a well-equipped man. What he did, the hole was here. He made the flooring like this. So the next day when we all went to take bath, the water was always coming below our feet. It was very uneasy experience. So it went on for 3 months and everybody was screaming. They said this bathroom is so bad. After taking bath, our legs are wet. So then we called another civil engineer. What he did, he filled it up and made the flooring like this. So all the water would flow out. So what Sri Krishna was telling now, not only you can be remorseful and regretful for the past and nullify your bad account, but you can constructively do bhakti and then make a positive account, and then you can create a very bright future for yourself. From right now your material body, we will have a spiritual body in the future. Very nice. Thank you. So I have prize for all those who participated. Please come. We have Sri Krishna. Hari Bol. You come for the benefit sometimes? Very good. Very good. Thank you. And you will get one here, please. So you're a student? Okay, yeah. You have been here before the first time again. No, yeah. Every Wednesday or Bhagavan Panipur person takes program here. I can do 2-3 minutes kirtan. All of you ready? Conclude the kirtan. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki Jai Shri Radha Gopal Vallabha ki Jai Shri Param Jai Shri Krishna Maharan Jai Shri Gaur Nitai Prabhupada ki Mantra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki. So, if some of you had come for the first time today, I'll just show you one small website. This is radheshyam.com. And this website, if you go to newcomers, and then, yeah, the newcomers, you get many things. After spirituality, go through this. Of course, in many of the YouTube videos, you will get this also, what do you call it, email also. You can write to me. And I'll just show you. So if you go to this website, I have put many things and kept here. So suppose here you can go to playlist and look for courses. Radheshyam does. But if you go to this website, it's more easy for you. As I showed you, only the newcomers. Go to newcomers and see it. And these courses are easy and they're very scientifically presented. And then for the, I've been doing this for the last 3 decades for the students. Recently, it's very nicely put up everything in one place. So today, what to discuss, just see one purport of Prabhupada has so much valuable things to learn. So I have put Bhagavad Gita in 108 sittings, 30 minutes each. It's called Gita Amrita Bindu. If you put Gita Amrita Bindu, either on YouTube or this thing, website you'll get it. Gita Amrita Bindu is 108. This idea was given to me by one MIT professor, one Mr. Chinchan. He told me that I can't hear long lectures, he said. If you give me 30 minutes, I can hear. So for him, I made this. Yeah. That time, during the COVID time, I made this. So you can hear the some 30 minutes lecture. And if you don't have so much time, that is from Gita Radheshyam. It's only 18 lectures for 18 chapters. One lecture chapter. You can see that also. Okay. And you can write to me in any of the YouTube videos. You go to description, you will get my email ID. You can write for any questions. This is a very beautiful temple. Here our Vanamalipati Prabhu and his good wife, they are very, very active in putting up many nice programs here. Some of you are already coming, I heard on Wednesday. Keep coming and keep planning. Again, Saturday, Sunday also, they have very nice programs here. Thank you all for your patience and rapt attention for the whole class. Thank you for it.
Hare Krishna, let us express our gratitude to the great Radheshyam who traditionally the temple we chant Hare Krishna Namaste and so let us express our gratitude to Prabhuji for kindly giving us this great teachings of this person. Let us chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Yes, Prasad, let's see the take a minute.
Hare Krishna. So now darshan will be opening soon, and after darshan there will be prasad.
They want Bhagavad Gita, somebody wanted.
Yes. So also those, as Prabhuji mentioned, it is one of the recommendations is once a day you read at least one page of Bhagavad Gita. So those who do not have Bhagavad Gita, you can please come to us. We have copies of Bhagavad Gita. You can take. Hare Krishna. Jai. Babaji. Jai. Upstairs.
He will give you my contacts.
Namaste.
वो ले लिया राइट नंबर वाला
Saraswati.